Important aspect, interoperability of consent managers. You might end up using multiple different consent managers, right? Maybe because you have different applications in your organization and the user wants a single login, and also because each of those applications would like to take their own consents their own way, but you need to have a central place so that you can monitor the consents there, so that your user can come on a single interface and monitor consents there. Let's talk about the need for interoperability of consent managers in this video on my YouTube channel, where you daily see new content on data privacy. So, what are these consent managers? These are organizations, these are software applications which are registered under the Ministry of Education and Information Technology, authorized by the Data Protection Board of India as soon as the law gets passed, who are authorized to collect consent on your behalf from your data principals, right? Their apps would be used to collect the consent, and one of the managers or user picks up one of the managers and provides consent to them. Now, if the same consent is required by another manager in the same organization, then ideally, and the best thing would be that, for example, he says on one of your applications consent manager that yes, I allow you to market and use send me details of your marketing products. Here's my phone number, right? And then he goes on to the other product. That consent should be available there until unless if you say that you have listed products, or take it the other way around. He says to one portal, I don't want any marketing content from your organization. Now that means for any product, irrespective of your departments or your applications. So that should travel across your consent managers so that everyone is automatically aware of what is happening on the consent. So the consent managers should be built on common APIs. They should have standard tokens and registries which they can understand for each other. Take your token, I know what you want. I give his token, I give his registry, I know what he wants. Like any UPI app, right? Eventually today, whether the receiver is using a particular UPI app and you are using a different UPI app, the money can be easily transferred to his account as easy as if you were using same UPI apps. Why does this interoperability matter? This matters because you want central management of consent for yourself. You want to see what your principals want and what the principals also, because you want to make sure that they know what they are getting. Reuse of consent across platforms. Like I said, he says, I don't want any marketing communication. He says that for the entire organization. You are capturing that information from him on one form, on one app, collected for the entire stuff so that he does not need to go on to different interfaces to give you consents. And if you have one common UI where you are collecting, revoking, or pausing or expiring consents, then that should be capable of sending this information to all the apps being used or all the channels being platforms being used in your organization. This even enhances users experience. He'll also feel good, that he does not have to run around here and there for the matter of consent. And you also get uniform logs. You can trace consent easily, and you can trace the revocation of consent also easily. This is a key to ONDC style scalable privacy ecosystems and should implement interoperable consent managers. Technically, what you need is that your consent should be such that it is acceptable by all external consent managers. It should have a common sort of APIs, tokens, registrations, so that everyone can know and quickly sync on granting, revoking, or expiry of consents, token based model. And it should align with a standard schema, something like JSON or APIs, RESTful APIs. It should align with them so that you can easily work on them and easily share them across. What are the legal responsibilities? The legal responsibilities, you should have a proper contract with your authorized consent manager. What kind of product he is giving, what kind of facilities is he going to provide, how would he make them interoperable, how would the tokens work, how would the entire flow of consent work when his platform is being used for obtaining consent. define the roles of each one of the components. Who would log? How would that be notified to others? Who would store the consent? Then again, of course, the contract should have, you're going to store it. Is it secure, redundant, rate protected, role based access, encrypted? Who owns the responsibility of propagation of consent? And how fast does that happen? And you should align them very clearly with the service level agreements that are recommended by the ministry as well as by the Data Protection Board of India. Any disputes? Well, there's the DPDP framework about grievance, and I'm sure it is going to be developed well for separately for consent managers also. So you should follow that framework so that it's convenient to you as well as to your principals and consent managers. So that's about the interoperability of the consent managers. We'll talk more detail about consent managers as it comes in the next few videos. I hope you like the content of this video. Please press the bell and the like icon, subscribe to my channel, and share your feedback in the comment section. Thank you.